So when I was in high school, I spent a year in Beijing, China. And at the end of that year, somehow, some way, my friend and I convinced our parents it was a good idea to let us spend another 2 weeks in China. We said, oh, we'd love to see the sights now that classes are over, spend time with the host family. In actuality, we were taking advantage of the very lax liquor laws in China. So we got up to all sorts of mischief, and one night, we went bar hopping, got started at a reasonable hour, 3 p.m., and I brought along a Chinese girl with me, a college student, English major, named Kitty. And she showed up, met us at the bus bar, which is a bus that's been made into a bar, and she's wearing a red leather dress. Tight fit, kind of like a jumpsuit on top, ended in a mini skirt with a big old 60s style belt buckle. Oh my. And so I was very excited about that. We went from bar to bar, had a good night, but at the end of the night, she looks at me, she says, you know, I don't have anywhere to go tonight. I'm like, oh yeah, what do you mean? She says, yeah, I'm locked out. I say, oh, that's right, you live in a dorm. And Chinese dorms are locked from midnight to 6 a.m. No one goes in, no one goes out. So here I am scratching the old beard, and she reaches into her pocket and pulls out a key. I say, what is that? She says, you know my friend you met last week? I'm like, yeah. She says, yeah, this is the key to her apartment. She's not going to be home, and she doesn't mind if we go to her place. So we did, and get in the door, hop in the bed. First thing we did was go to sleep. Exhausted. Exhausted, it had been a long night, bar to bar to bar. Wake up at noon, and we get straight to business. And before long, there's a knock at the door. I am petrified. Here I am, mid-motion. And I come to a complete stop, staring her wide-eyed. She stares at me. We both rotate our heads towards the door. From the door, I'm home. I'm going to take a quick break and backtrack 2 years in time. I'm in America watching a Chinese film. Happy Times. In Happy Times, old Li and old Zhao walk up the hill in the park in Beijing, and they come across a bus. An abandoned bus looking out with a great view of the city. And old man Li says, hey Zhao, we fixed up this bus. We can make it into a, kind of a hangout and leave a little donation box so that people can rest here and leave us a little money. So they fix up the bus, and Li, the wily one, he marks the doorway, Happy Times Hotel. Leaves Zhao to guard the door. So Zhao's guarding the door, and a young couple comes in. About 25, they got money, but they're not married yet.
Not only.
And the young woman looks around, feels the bench, looks at the curtains, and says, honey, why don't you and I spend a little time here? So the young man doesn't waste any time. Walks over to old man Zhao and says, hey, old man, you mind getting out the doorway? Give us a little space? You can close the door? Old man Zhao sits in the doorway, resilient. Young man says, look, Grandpa, please, just, give us a little private space, a little quiet time. Old man Zhao sits like a statue, blocking the door. Young man reaches into his wallet, pulls out 100 kwai, says, Grandpa, do me a favor. Please buy me a watermelon. So old man Zhao, ever ready to please, hops on a bus, goes across town, buys a watermelon, hops on the bus, comes back, runs up the hill, says, I have your watermelon and your change. And the young couple was long gone. Fast forward, here I am, on top of her, looking at the door, looking at her. What does she say? She says, can you buy us a watermelon? Was this some kind of joke? Was this for real? Anyway, I didn't have time to worry about that. I had business to tend to. So tend to business. Ran out of time once again. Knock, knock, knock. Throwing on the clothes. Very frustrated. Coming to the door, open the door. And there she was, the owner of the bed, beaming, holding 3 cups of cubed watermelon. And let me tell you, that was the most awkward watermelon I have ever eaten. Thank you.